My name is Marlo, and I'm a 34-year-old single mother living in Portland, Oregon. For 3 years, I sent my parents $700 every single week. That's over $109,000, because they told me they were struggling. I sacrificed vacations, delayed buying a home, and worked double shifts just to make sure they were okay. But when my daughter Piper turned 7 on October 15, 2024, they didn't show up to her birthday party. What I discovered when I confronted them shattered everything I thought I knew about family. This is my story. The empty chair picture this, October 15, 2024. My living room is decorated with unicorn balloons and pink streamers. 7 little girls are running around in party dresses. The birthday cake, a 3-tiered castle that cost me $200, sits on the dining table waiting to be cut. But there are 2 empty chairs. 2 chairs I'd reserved for my mom and dad. My daughter Piper, with her blonde curls bouncing, kept running to the window every 10 minutes. "Mommy, when are Grandma Judy and Grandpa Frank coming?" she'd ask, her blue eyes full of hope. "They promised they'd be here to see me blow out my candles." Each time she asked, my heart broke. Because my parents had never, not once in Piper's 7 years, missed her birthday. Not when she turned 1 and took her first steps. Not when she turned 4 and my dad dressed up as a clown. They'd always been there, until now. How it all started to understand why that hurt so much. Let me take you back to January 2022. I was 31, working as a medical billing specialist making $58,000 a year. Decent money, but not great. Piper's father had left when she was 6 months old. I got $400 a month in child support when he remembered to pay it. My parents, Judy and Frank, had always been my rock. They babysat when I worked late. They showed up for every milestone. That January morning, my phone rang at 6:47 a.m. My mom's voice sounded broken. "Marlo, honey, can you come over today? Your father and I need to talk to you about something important." When I arrived at their house that afternoon, Mom's eyes were red from crying. Dad sat at the kitchen table looking defeated, older than I'd ever seen him. "What's wrong?" I asked, my stomach knotting. "Is someone sick?" "No, honey," Mom said. "It's financial." For the next hour, they told me everything. Dad's pension after taxes was about $2,200 a month. Mom's teacher pension was $2,400. Together, $4,600 a month. "That should be enough," I said, confused. "Your house is paid off." "That's just it," Dad interrupted. "We had to take a second mortgage 5 years ago. Your Uncle Raymond needed money for legal fees. We co-signed a loan. When he couldn't pay, we had to refinance. They showed me papers, bills, red-stamped final notice envelopes. The mortgage payment was $2,200 a month, plus credit card debt for medical bills, property taxes, insurance. We're about to lose the house, Marlo," Dad said, crying for the first time in my life. "We'll be homeless." The image of my parents sleeping in their car destroyed me. "How much do you need?" I asked. "If we had an extra $700 a week," Mom said carefully, "we could catch up on everything." "Keep the house, $700 a week." That was $2,800 a month. On my salary, after rent, daycare, car payment, and groceries, I was already stretched thin, but they were my parents. "Okay," I said, "I'll help." The sacrifice years. Every Friday for 3 years, I sent $700. I never missed a week. Not once. To make it work, I transformed my life. I picked up weekend shifts at the hospital, working overnight Friday to Saturday. I started medical coding from home in the evenings, making an extra $600, $800 a month. My life became exhausting. Wake up at 6 a.m., get Piper to school, work 8 to 5, pick her up, make dinner, help with homework, put her to bed, then work on coding until midnight. Fridays I'd work overnight, sleep a few hours Saturday, then try to be a good mom despite being exhausted. The sacrifices were brutal. When my best friend Chloe got married in Napa in June 2022, I couldn't afford the $800 trip. I sent my regrets and a $50 gift card. That summer, Piper begged to go to summer camp where her friends were going. 2 weeks cost $750. I couldn't do it. Instead, I took her on day trips to free places. She tried to be brave, but I saw the disappointment. In September 2023, my Honda Civic's transmission started grinding. The mechanic said $3,200 to fix it. I drove that grinding transmission for 4 more months because I couldn't afford either option. I stopped buying new clothes. Everything came from Goodwill. My winter coat had a broken zipper I fastened with safety pins. Groceries became military operations. Meal planning, coupons, store brands only, no takeout ever. But my parents were grateful. Or so I thought. Every Friday, Mom would text, "Received, honey. You're saving our lives." Dad would call weekly. "You're the best daughter a father could ask for." "You're an angel," Mom would say, hugging me. "I don't know what we'd do without you." Those words kept me going. I was saving my parents. I was doing the right thing, or so I believed, the birthday that changed everything back to October 15th, 2024. The party started at 2 p.m. By 2:30, everyone had arrived except my parents. I texted Mom, "On your way? Piper keeps asking!" No response. I called at 2:45, straight to voicemail. By 3:15, Piper's face had changed from excited to sad. "Maybe Grandma and Grandpa got stuck in traffic?" she said quietly. "Maybe, baby," I lied. We cut the cake at 3:30. I sang Happy Birthday while my heart was breaking. I watched Piper blow out her candles and make a wish I knew involved her grandparents. After everyone left, I tried calling again. This time, Dad answered. "Hi, honey," he said casually. "How are you?" "How am I?" My voice shook. "Dad, you missed Piper's birthday party. She waited for you." Long pause. "Oh, was that today?" he said. "Your mother and I must have gotten the date wrong." I stared at the leftover cake, feeling something crack inside me. "Dad, I sent you an invitation." Mom texted me last week confirming. She asked what kind of cake Piper wanted. "Well, we've been very busy lately. We'll make it up to her." "You've been busy?" The words exploded out. "Doing what?" "Because I've been working 60-hour weeks for 3 years to send you $700 every week. And you couldn't show up for your granddaughter's birthday?" "Marlo, that's not fair." "What's not fair is that I've given you over $100,000. I work myself to death while you can't show up for 2 hours. You don't understand the pressure we've been under, then explain it. Explain where all that money has been going. Explain why, after 3 years of me paying your mortgage, you still need my money." Another heavy pause. "I think you need to calm down," Dad said quietly. "We'll talk when you're not so emotional." He hung up. I stood there shaking with fury and confusion. And then I did something I should have done 3 years ago. I decided to find out the truth. The investigation. That night, after Piper fell asleep, I sat at my laptop and started digging. I'd been so trusting, I'd never asked for proof. They said they had a mortgage. I believed them. Medical bills? I sent money. Property taxes? Here's $700. But now, doubt gnawed at me. I started with public records. In Oregon, property records are public. I pulled up the county database and searched my parents' address. What I found made my stomach drop. According to county records, their house had been paid off completely in 2018. No mortgage, no second mortgage, no lien, nothing. The property was owned free and clear. I refreshed the page 3 times, but the records were clear. Last mortgage paid in full, June 2018. They'd lied to me. My hands shook. If they didn't have a mortgage payment, where was my $700 a week going? Property taxes for their address, $3,200 annually, about $267 a month. Their house was valued at $425,000. They could sell and live comfortably. At 12:30 a.m., I did something I'm not proud of. I logged into my mom's Facebook. I knew her password from helping her 2 years ago. Piper 2017. What I found destroyed me. The Facebook truth, my mother's Facebook, was a timeline of lies. July 2022. Photos at a sandals resort in Jamaica. Mom with a cocktail, both grinning on a white beach. Caption, best anniversary trip ever. Blessed Sandals Resort, a vacation that probably cost $4,000 minimum. The same summer I couldn't send Piper to camp. October 2022. Dad next to a brand new 2022 Chevrolet Silverado. Caption: Frank finally got his dream truck. A new truck. Price: $45,000, $55,000. While I drove a dying Honda Civic. March 2023. Photos from a cruise ship. Caption: Week 2 of our Panama Canal cruise. Living our best lives. Panama Canal cruises, $8,000 to $12,000 per person. Call it $20,000 total. June 2023. Their backyard completely renovated. New deck, patio furniture, built-in grill. Caption: Our summer oasis is complete. November 2023. Mom at a spa. Caption: Girls' weekend at Salishan Resort. Every woman deserves self-care. February 2024. Dad wearing a brand new Rolex. Caption: Birthday gift from my beautiful wife. August 2024. Both in Hawaii. Caption: Aloha from paradise. Our 4th trip to Hawaii. I did the math. Jamaica. $5,000 new truck. $50,000 Panama Canal. $20,000 backyard renovation. $15,000 resort weekend. $1,500 Rolex. $8,000 Hawaii trips. $18,000 total. $175,000. I'd given them $190,200. The confrontation, I didn't sleep. At 7 a.m. the next morning, I dropped Piper at school and drove straight to their house. Mom answered in a silk bathrobe, looking relaxed. Her face changed when she saw me. "Marlo, we need to talk. Now, get Dad." Dad came down in golf clothes, expensive polo, designer khakis. "Sit down," I said. "Both of you, and don't lie anymore." I laid my phone on their coffee table. "I know about the house. I checked property records. There's no mortgage. You paid it off in 2018. Mom's face went white. "I saw your Facebook. Jamaica, Panama Canal, Hawaii, the new truck, the Rolex, all while I was working myself to death." "Marlo, let me explain," Mom started. "Explain how you lied for 3 years? How you let me believe you were about to be homeless while cruising through Panama? How you missed your granddaughter's birthday?" "It's not like that," Dad said. "We did need help initially. When? Your house has been paid off for 6 years." Silence.
What I've learned. If I could go back to January 2022, what would I do differently? First, I would have asked for documentation. Show me the mortgage statement, the medical bills. Verify everything before sending $1. Second, I would have set a time limit. I can help for 6 months while you figure out a solution. Help them budget, downsize, or sell the house. Third, I would have involved a financial advisor, someone objective to tell me if what they were asking was reasonable. Fourth, I would have protected my family first. Piper's needs should have come before my parents' wants. But mostly, I wish I'd trusted my gut. There were red flags I ignored. They never showed proof of their crisis. They never cut back on expenses. They were always too busy to help with Piper. They never asked how I was managing. Love made me blind. Duty made me compliant, and they exploited both. Moving forward. It's now December 2024. Christmas is coming, and for the first time in Piper's life, we won't spend it with my parents. Instead, we're making new traditions. My friend Chloe invited us to Eugene. Chloe has 2 kids and a huge yard with a trampoline. Piper is excited. Chloe has 2 kids and a huge yard with a trampoline. I'm saving aggressively now. With $700 a week, plus my side hustle, I'm putting away $3,500 a month. By next year, I'll have saved $42,000. Do you know what that means? In 2 years, I can put a down payment on a house, a real house with a yard where Piper can play. It means I can take Piper on a real vacation. We're planning Disneyland for her 8th birthday in October 2025. A week in California, all the parks. She doesn't know yet, it's a surprise. It means I can finally build the life I should have been building all along. The message I want to share. I'm sharing this story because I know I'm not alone. There are other adult children out there being manipulated by parents who claim they're struggling while living luxury lifestyles on their children's sacrifices. If you're in a situation like I was, here's what I want you to know. You are not responsible for funding your parents' retirement lifestyle. Helping family is beautiful. Being manipulated and lied to is abuse. Always verify. If someone claims they're in financial crisis, ask for documentation. Real bills, real statements. If they won't show you, that's a red flag. Set boundaries, even with parents, especially with parents. Your first responsibility is to your own children and your own financial security. Trust your gut. If something feels wrong, it probably is. Don't let guilt override your instincts. You don't owe your parents for raising you. Parents choose to have children. That comes with responsibilities, not IOUs. My parents gave me life, but they didn't give me the right to steal my future. They gave me a childhood, but they didn't earn the right to rob my daughters of hers. Final thoughts. Today is December 8th, 2024. Piper and I are decorating our small apartment for Christmas. She's hanging ornaments on our modest tree, singing along to Mariah Carey, completely unaware of how much our lives have changed. Last night, she asked me again about her grandparents. This time, her question was different. "Mommy, are Grandma and Grandpa bad people?" I thought carefully before answering, because even after everything, even with all the anger and betrayal, they're still her grandparents. They're still the people who held her when she was born, who taught her to ride a bike, who made her laugh. "No, baby," I said. "They're not bad people. But sometimes people we love make bad choices that hurt us. And when that happens, we have to protect ourselves, even if it's hard." Like when Emma took my toy at school and I had to tell the teacher? Yeah, kinda like that. She nodded, satisfied with that answer, and went back to her coloring. And in that moment, I realized something important. I'm breaking a cycle. My parents taught me that love means sacrifice without limits, that family can demand anything, that loyalty means never saying no. But I am teaching Piper something different. I'm teaching her that love has boundaries, that she's allowed to protect herself, even from family, that her needs matter. Am I sad? Yes. Am I angry? Absolutely. Do I miss the parents I thought I had? Every day. But am I free? Finally, yes. And watching my daughter hang that last ornament on our tree, seeing her smile without the weight of other people's expectations, without the shadow of manipulation, that's worth more than $109,200. That's worth everything. If you or someone you know is experiencing financial abuse from family members, please reach out for help. You deserve better. Your children deserve better, and no amount of guilt or obligation is worth sacrificing your future. This story was created for educational and entertainment purposes. While inspired by real situations many people face, the specific details, names, and events are fictionalized. If you've experienced similar circumstances, please consult with a financial advisor, therapist, or legal professional.